Hey guys, I'm back and I'm gonna do an overview on this higher chance for epic group attackers. I haven't got anything in the messages or the inbox explaining who are included in this group of group attackers, but my guess is that it's the first four in that rotating wheel. Oh, what's this? Let's go ahead and check out this crate. Well, it has Mark. This is what I want, but I won't be doing this because I don't want another mark. But I do need a school bag. But let's see what they have in set number two. Ever since I got that Clem from one of these box sets, I've been. I think I'll give these crates another chance. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this. I believe the four that's included in this is Sandy, Tough Governor, Larry, and Red Clementine. And with this, they're saying you get an extra 5, which it's true because usually a 35 pack open is around 7,500 coins, and right now for 35, it only costs about 64.50. Ooh, I guess it's a great deal, but I'm not tempted. I'm not gonna do a big pull. I don't even think I want to do a 10 pull. There's no one in this four that I'll benefit from having, in my team. I think out of all of them, out of the four, Sandy is probably the best one out of all of them, and the second one would be Larry, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at them. Sandy, I have Sandy already, and the reason, if I didn't have Jesus, Yellow Jesus, I would I would actually go for this, but since I already have Yellow Jesus that does an AOE attacker, and Sandy's basically the same thing without a leader skill. Like I said, there's no need for me to do the pull for it, but I do know that if you're after, you know, Sandy, I guess doing the pull would be, you could try your luck. But unfortunately, there might be a chance you get, one of the other, you know, three that's part of the four. But let's take a look at her adrenaline rush. Wild swings, 350% damage to one enemy and all enemies adjacent to it. It's pretty good. I guess her stats. I think the thing that stands out that I guess that I always looked at and I was like, what the hell, is that her first two stats, her attack and her defense, 777, 777. It just seems so weird to me. I don't know whether or not they just said, what, let's just make it 777. 777. But it when it comes to her damage output and Jesus, I believe Jesus does 325% to one enemy and all enemies adjacent to it, but his attack is real high. I believe it's in the mid 850s. But as far as damage goes, that I don't really see a difference between the two. They basically do the same amount of damage. So even so, hers is much lower, about 80 or 70 lower than his attack. I guess the 350 evens it out. And like I said, I'm not sure how they do the damage calculations, but I say, but I will, like I said, Jesus, Yellow Jesus, and Sandy, they're pretty much similar. The only difference is leader skill, and she has collateral damage as a specialist skill, which it's not that great. Once in a while it'll trigger, and the amount of damage it does is not that much. Maybe once in a while, like I said, it's real rare where that extra damage, was just enough to kill, one of the other enemies surrounding my target. But for the most part, it's kind of annoying, and when it does pop during a raid, I get annoyed because I know that it actually triggered, AR for the enemy that I didn't want it to. But collateral damage is it's not the best, and it's one of the worst specialist skill. But that's not what everybody's after. It's that area, that AOE, that makes Sandy special. So I do believe she's worth going for if you don't have either Jesus or Sandy. But yeah. Like I said, I'm not going after. I'm not gonna be doing any pack openings because I already have her and I already have Jesus. And let's take a look at the second one. Okay, the infamous governor, the tough version. This is what. This is one of the cards. This is one of the reasons I would kind of steer clear from this pack opening, because if you have a chance to get him, I don't. He's pretty awful. I mean he has high attack. His attack's at 809 at max, but I don't know anybody that would max him out to tier 4. But I guess at tier 4 max, I guess what's going for him is his attack is pretty high. His defense is pretty good. I mean, it's average. His health is pretty excellent. Is excellent actually. 1100. That's pretty high. So his attack, his health, stats, they're great. Only thing that really sucks about him is that 106 AP. A lot of cards that's at 106 AP, it takes forever. I mean, right now I'm using Clem as lead, the yellow Clem, and hers is 106. And to be honest, I use her just for her leader skill. So when her AR pops up, to me it's just a bonus. If it's there, I'm like, wow, I can use her AR, but I never expect it. And being that he will just be, I don't want to call support, but he will be part of a tough team or a ranged team. He does not have a leader skill, which is kind of sad because he's the governor. He's the leader of, the people of Woodbury. But he has no leader skill, and his AR is 106. So and that's his biggest downfall. That 106, because chances are it won't go off. And if it does happen to go off, the amount of damage that it does, it's 200 damage and causes 120 damage bleeding for 4 turns to a group of enemies. That one, I'm kind of confused whether or not it's 2 enemies or 3 or 4, or it actually attacks the whole team. If it attacks the whole team, cool. But that bleeding, I would have preferred it to be like 500% damage, with no bleeding, or 450 damage to a group. It would make more sense. I would understand why it's 106 AP. But the fact that it's only 200 damage and it'll probably be maybe turn 3, turn 4, maybe turn 5 before it becomes available. That bleeding is not, it's unnecessary. You'll never reach that extra 4 turns after the AR. So he's a pretty awful 5-star. The tenacity, well, if I'd say there's something going for him, I'd say tenacity. I do find this specialist skill useful. There's times where I have cards that have this specialist skill and they're close to dying, but they're still alive because of this tenacity. And if one of my other cards is a healer, it brings his health all the way back up. So his use, that tenacity, is pretty useful. It's not it's if there's anything to say that's good about this governor, it would be the tenacity. But his AR, Is a god awful card. Alright, let's take a look at the next one. Next one is Larry. Larry, he's a pretty decent card. You know, stat wise, he has a huge damage. I think it's similar to that of Jesus. 861. So if he's maxed out at T4, he does a lot of damage. And that, 108, 861. That's great. That's high. His defense is about average, 763. His health, yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. It's almost 1100. Now let's so as far as stats go, it's pretty solid. His adrenaline rush, slaughter, is it's not bad. It's 76 AP, and I know I've always complained about 76 AP. I always say that it's awful, but it depends. It depends on the leader skills and the leader skill of the leader. Like for him, if I were to have him, I would team him up with Michonne, give him an AP weapon, and chances are he'll be ready at turn 3. He'll be ready unless if he does get hit or attacked once a couple times, he'll be ready at turn 2. So 76, as much as I say it's bad, I guess it depends on the card. It depends on the leaders that's around him and whether or not that 76 is actually useful. For me, having Michonne and having that leader skill, I would make use of his 76 AP. Even so, he's an old card, so 76 is probably the reason why. I think that if they would have just came out with him now, it would probably be 58. But let's ignore, let's stop talking about his AP. His attack, his area attack is pretty good. It's 275% damage and to one enemy and all enemies adjacent to it, and plus it gives a negative 45 attack. So basically it weakens. It's just like Dwight's, where he only does it to a line. He'll do it to the whole group if he hits the guy in the middle. Basically, once you get his AR off, the match will probably be over. Because 3 turns and the enemy is barely doing any damage to you. It's basically you'll win the match. His leader skill is actually good too. You get all strong teammates get 24 crit, and they get a medium drop bonus. If I didn't have Ezekiel, Ezekiel does it for all teammates, not just strong. All melee, yellow and green. He's only green, but like I said, if I didn't have Ezekiel, I would actually I might have been tempted to go for this because I don't have Larry. I would have probably done the pack opening just so I can get Larry. Not for Sandy, not for the governor, not for Clem, but mainly for him. Because I do think Larry is a solid card. His 76 AP, maybe that's the only negative. Because stat-wise, his actual adrenaline rush, his leader skill, they're pretty solid. He's a solid card. 76 AP, you'll have to have him with Michonne and give him a AP weapon in order to I guess negate that 76 AP. But he's worth doing the pull for. And now the last one, Clementine, Red Alert Clementine. Now I don't have Clementine, and I think I said before I'm a big Telltale series fan. I wouldn't mind having her. Now her usefulness in the group, I don't think she'd be that useful. Yes, she does the dot, damage, 175 damage and 150 damage bleeding for 3 turns, and not only to 3 enemies, actually to all 5 if you hit the guy in the middle. It's to me it's pretty solid. I'd say it's pretty nice. She has that tenacity, and just like the governor. And tenacity, like I said, it's one of those skills that's useful when you need it. It can usually it's something that I think that tenacity is a real it's a good specialist skill. So her having it is probably a plus. Her AP is actually pretty fast, 58. So I guess turn two, maybe with a command you could actually use her AR, but most likely turn three. Her stats, damage wise, attack, it's average. It's not up there in the 800. Usually 800 and above, that's high damage. Hers is about average. Her defense is actually excellent, 806. Defense wise, it's good. Health wise, yeah, it's excellent. It's above that 1100. So health wise, it's good. As far as being a solid card, I think she has her uses. With a group of reds, I don't think she stands out, but I do think that she's an okay card, and I wouldn't mind having her. But as far as choosing to use her to other cards, red alert cards, I don't know. Reason being, like I said, she's one of those cards she's an old card. If she was to come out now, most likely she'd be a 45. That 58, even so you could use command to trigger it. Like I said, she's a pretty solid card. I personally wouldn't do this pack opening for her. So out of the four, Sandy and Larry are the ones that you should go after. And if you don't have either of those cards, and I would do a big pack opening. Like I said, I don't have any need for any of these. I already have a Sandy. And I have Yellow Jesus, so I don't need any more AOE attackers for fast. And as far as Larry, I have enough greens, and I already have his leader skill is excellent. That medium and 24 crit for strong. I already have Ezekiel, so that's one of the reasons why I really don't need Larry also. But I think that it's worth a go if you don't have any of these characters. But like I said, unfortunately, you're risking getting the governor, and I think if I didn't have any of his cards, I would go after. I would take that risk. But then again, I'm a gambler, and I like gambling, so I would take that risk. I think that everybody here that wants that, Sandy or Larry, or just after Sandy, will actually do this deal. The bonus items are not too bad. Bert, you get Bert, and you have a chance of Brady or more Berts. And then you get some 4-star weapon tokens. And some more 4-star weapon tokens. Come on, Scopely. Give us the 5-star tokens. We're not doing these pulls. We're not doing these pulls for 4-star weapons. It's in the wrong section. I could understand them putting the 4-star weapons here. 4-star weapon tokens here. But here, where we're after the 5-star tokens, 5 stars, 5-star cards, that's what we're after. That's why people spend that huge amount of money to do these big pulls. Don't give us these 4-star weapon tokens. It's just stupid. I tell you, I thought that once they introduced the tokens, I thought that, wow, Scopely is really listening. They're listening to their players, and they're gonna do their best. And then they had that event extravaganza where they were giving away the tokens and the 5-star tokens. And like I said, I accumulated about 1,600, I believe. And I thought that moving on, these 5-star tokens will be more available, and I was expecting them to be part of these bonus items. Like I said, if you were receiving these 5-star tokens, and that when you do enough and you earn enough, you'll be able to pick from this list, which I'd say is pretty solid. You know, they have a lot of solid and nice cards in there. Then you know it makes it even more worth doing this. You know, but I will not. I don't want to do a big pull, so I get a chance to accumulate 4-star weapon tokens. I get it. You get enough during war. You get some during raids. It's just you get some from the roadmap. You want a chance to go after this. You know, you don't want to go after this. You don't do the big pulls to go after this. You don't do the big pulls to get this. You do the big pulls to get a 5-star. So why Scopely is giving us, you know what? I'm done ranting about that. But I hope that you guys get lucky and you know, do get that Sandy, because I know that a lot of people will do these pulls or pack openings to get that Sandy. It's obvious she's the best out of all of them. That's why they're advertising her in the front. You know, I hope you get her. She's a solid card. I do enjoy using her on my team. She pretty much complements, you know, Yellow Jesus as far as in my fast team. You know, I do a combo with Beth, you know, Jesus then Sandy. She's pretty good. I haven't brought her to tier 4 yet, but it would be, if I didn't have her, I would actually do the pull to try to get her. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any pack openings for this one. I'm gonna wait for the next one. But I wanted to give my overview and opinions of them. And like I said, they're just my opinions. And even if you don't agree with them, that's fine. You know, it's just well, how I feel about them. You know, before I go, let's go see what Earl has done. You know, whether or not I got a weapon that. Okay, platinum. So it went from silver to platinum, override gold again. So let's see what the results are on this. Greatly improved. Awesome. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Cool. Yeah, now my ice climbing pick has a large bonus to AP when attacking. Awesome. My second platinum. I wonder what I'll do next. You know, which weapon I'll upgrade. But yeah, pretty long video. Up to 22 minutes, 23. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. I'll probably make another video, you know, still do some night raids, and I'll do an overview on some of my cards like I did in my last video. But I'll try to do only 2 this time, because I looked at how long that upload was, and it was pretty long, 30 minutes plus. Yeah, that's a little too long. So hope you guys have a good day, and good luck on your pack openings if you do it. All right, bye.